levels when you have a lot of second level spell slots to blow.
True.
That's pretty nice.
All right, everybody. Roll call.
Jacob.
Kaya.
Nick.
Ryan.
And Steven! Excellent. Wow, that's 2 in a row. How long will this streak continue?
I hope
world-
forever.
The world may never know, unless you continue to tune in. So, hi stream. Welcome back to...
Hi, stream.
Hello, stream. Welcome back to Tyranny of Dragons, The Lost and Found, episode 28. As we dive into our current module of Dark Pyramid of Sorcerer... Dark Pyramid of Sorcerer's Isle! This time on the Legend of Korra! Which I recently rewatched all of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and now I'm gonna go another round of Legend of Korra, which is glorious.
Nice.
Glorious. Anyways, welcome back. So, in our last soiree with the Lost and Found, we took care of business in many different ways. The Alder and Reyn had their conversation with Chab to kind of see how things go. Seemingly looking like things had improved drastically since their last communication with Chab. Chab being suitably impressed with the work that they had done, not only for the Zenitrim but for Phlan, deciding that it was about damn time for Alder to move up to Viper, and that the whole family was going to come for it. A soiree, a family reunion of sorts, to make that official. Setting up new boundaries, but also adding a job for the Zenitrim to find some missing members, or more specifically, a rather valuable ring that one of the members had taken to with them, as well as officially have the Lord Sage send a job to the Lost and Found to recover any of the texts of the Mad Wizard Jerash, who is the wizard who built the Dark Pyramid of Sorcerer's Isle. They also were introduced to Welsie, Chab's left-hand woman, and soon to be Alder's fellow Viper. Çiaran, party got their finances and their shit together. Always appreciated, including spending some quality time with their 4 new war horses. The barn was built completely. Gelt finally received proficiency with cooking utensils. It started to get weird with the food. Çiaran and Alder popped on over to Aya Glenmir's, where Çiaran received a spell rot tattoo that is now in the shape of a scarab beetle that is permanently disconcerting, at least for the time being. Alder had a small conversation with Aya Glenmir where they talked about the more theoretical applications of the weave, and more specifically, what the Pool of Radiance, this mythical kind of source of magical power that had been alluded to in Tales of Old Phlan and across the weave, what that might actually look like, getting some insight on possibly what either the Cult of the Dragons, the Red Wizards that they, or other parties would do with such a power. You guys stopped by Philistrum Wondercondoodles and dropped off some of the striped toadstools you had found on your last adventure, with Philistrum promising to whip you up something nice for bringing such fine specimens in. After a brief conversation with Lila, money in the bank secured, a brand new vault that can hold the significant amount of wealth the Lost and Found now possess. You gathered up your 4 horses and for the first time rode off to Kabel Hill to eventually head north up to Sorcerer's Isle, and for Çiaran and the Emerald Enclave to put a stop to the corruption, for the Lost and Found to recover any sort of tomes or other bits of valuable information from Jerash's personal chambers, which are in the Dark Pyramid, and for the Zenitrim to retrieve a ring of notable value. you guys had a rather uneventful kind of a trot up to Cabel's Hill, getting more familiar with the personalities and styles of your new horses, getting better and better acquainted with them, and of course bringing along the now named King, King Giant Weasel, King Noodle, who had also King Noodle, the former pit fighting Giant Weasel, who now typically spends most of his time lazing around on the back of Çiaran's horse. Oh man, I have it here. I'm looking at it. Çiaran, help me out. How do I pronounce Moonsea's name?
Isilael.
Isilael. Ooh, I need to write that phonetically.
Think like Isildur mixed with Raphael.
Okay.
Moonsea it is. So Isilael. Oh man, Amenadale. Nope, that's from Lucifer. That's something different. As cool as that would be. You guys made it up to Cabel's Hill. Paid to have your guys' horses, up in their kind of the city for the next 8 days. Not wanting to put your brand new and very expensive horses at risk, especially knowing very firsthand the type of changes that can befall somebody exposed just to the fruit of this corruption, much less even the actual raw substance of it. So the party decided it was a good idea to leave their horses at Cabel's Hill and keep them nice and safe as they journeyed upwards. They spent a wonderful evening returning to the best damn B&B in probably all of the Moonsea region, the Leaky Cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Grin and Huppa, not seeing Gav, who had already tuckered in for the night, having a wonderful meal, Gelt gaining some inspiration and paying it forward to have kind of a permanent place at the Leaky Bucket, having enjoyed it so much, and knowing that since the corruption and pollution had begun traveling farther and farther downstream, a lot of the local fauna and flora is becoming less and less edible, scaring away more travelers, drying up trade, and bringing in harder times to Cabel's Hill. As you have learned many times, people call out to Phlan and the Blackfists for help, but the Blackfists never leave the city. The troubles of the region surrounding Phlan are never the Blackfist issues, for better or for worse. Waking up the next morning, you guys had a wonderful little breakfast, as well as got a myriad of different ales, because the DM found a great list for goddamn alcohols. And he's very proud of that, so everybody got different types of ales. Gelt got some rosewater tea, which was, for lack of any other better word, absolutely delightful. And we return back to the Lost and Found as they begin their first day leaving Cabel's Hill to head up to the Dark Pyramid of Sorcerer's Isle. Lost and Found, what would you like to do?
To make sure that I remembered from last time, Gelt, you said that you were going to take your horse with you still, right?
I'd like him to trail behind us, but I mean, if we're all gonna leave it here, I mean,
I just remember that you had brought that up last time,
Right.
so I wanted to see if that was still your idea this morning.
I have prepared a water walk, so theoretically I should be able to get his horse across as well.
I mean, if you want to, I know you have a particular connection to him thanks to Tyr, so
yeah.
up to you.
Yeah, so it can leave when necessary, and always deliver a note if necessary. But yeah, why not? Bring Roach with us.
Okay, we'll leave the others behind. If he's magically enhanced, hopefully that'll protect him against whatever's out there to some degree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nothing to do but to get to getting.
Yeah. Gotta get going.
All right,
I
you
would
guys
agree.
begin heading north, following kind of the Stojanau as your guide, as you move farther and farther north. Give me kind of your marching order. So I know Roach is in the very back. I assume Gelt, you're sticking close to Roach.
Yeah, I'll be in the back too.
All right. Alder, Çiaran, and Reyn, how are you guys moving forward? You guys, there would be enough room if you guys wanted to go in like a horizontal line. You could go single file. You could double up in pairs. I mean, you've got the Quivering Forest on one side and the Stogenau River on the other side, with the Quivering Forest being on the right and the Stogenau being on the left. So there's plenty of rooms. However, as you guys are moving more farther north from Kabel's Hill, it is becoming less of the Stogenau Trail, the nice kind of borderline between road and trail that lead from Phlan up to Kabel's Hill. But as you guys move into like, your second hour kind of out from Kabel's Hill, it is becoming less and less of a trail, becoming unsurprisingly wilder as the Quivering Forest takes a more prominent possession of this side of the trail.
Probably Çiaran and Reyn in front, and then Alder behind us. I'd imagine.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I agree.
Go, we're buddying up.
You guys begin heading north. How about everybody somebody give me, I need a nature check, an arcana check, a perception check, and a survival check.
I'll do Arcana.
Okay.
Do survival.
I'll do nature.
I was gonna say, Çiaran, if you're decent at
Okay,
perception, I'm better at survival than I am perception.
Okay, I can do perception then.
Okay. Because thanks to expertise, I have a +6 in survival now.
Good stuff.
Nice.
So I'll grab my dice.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't use it on this roll, but before we set out on
Yes,
the adventure,
give me your portents.
almost forgot the portents. Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 16,
Ooh.
and an 18.
Interesting.
Ooh.
So we got 2 high rolls in the
Fucking
pocket.
pocket rockets.
Apparently, man.
+1 for that little rhyming scheme.
Thank you.
Okay,
I am
so
the bard.
let me go in order. So, what was that nature check? So I think that's Gelt. You're hopping on the nature.
20.
20. Okay. What's the Arcana check?
That's only an 8.
An 8. Got it. Survival.
That's a 19.
A 19. And Perception.
17.
17.
17. Okay.
Again, this
Yeah.
is
As you guys begin heading up, it takes only 2 hours before you immediately start to see the changes. Almost just, especially since you're so close to the Stoge now, there are immediately you start noticing way more scored fruits. They seem to be almost on every single tree as you guys move farther and farther up. The Arcana, with an 8, Alder, you're looking at this, and this is your roll confirms to you that this is outside studied magic. While you had a pretty good idea, you've seen it as you keep moving more and more. Just the chaotic nature of this is really just, it continues to kind of be baffling for your nature. Gelt, moving forward, you begin to note that first it was just squirrels of unusual size. You look kind of towards the river, and you can see that in the river, instead of fish, you start to see birds that are swimming underneath the water.
What?
For survival, Reyn, you're able to. You're moving through the trail, moving more northward. It's surprisingly, some parts are incredibly difficult. The ground feels incredibly difficult terrain, as if it's nature that's just growing at almost like a cancerous rates. and then other parts where it is so barren and almost like avoiding parts of the river that it makes it easy to go through. So it's this constant kind of stop and go motion. Çiaran, about 3, possibly 4 hours in, you begin to look around. This, especially for you, is incredibly an unnerving experience, as you're seeing just this perversion of the natural way of nature. Growths that are too much, animals that are in their wrong places, and you notice, looking to your right at the Quivering Forest, at first you think it might be maybe a boar, maybe some sort of quadrupedal that's darting in, but as you take a look, and with your perception roll, you see what appears to be 2 rather, shiny's not the word, almost reflective, even in kind of the pockets of light of the Quivering Forest, and they appear to be swimming through the trees, as if the air itself has become water. And they begin to start closing in on you.
I make everyone aware of that. And we'll, just prepare for whatever's about to happen, I guess.
So they're
closing in on us.
So they're swimming through the sky?
How is Greenhawk reacting to this?
You've noticed that Greenhawk has not been around since you've entered this part.
Oh.
Looking around, and you can feel just the wrongness of it. So looking around for Greenhawk, he is nowhere to be found.
After being warned by Çiaran, Alder will go ahead and use a spell slot to cast Mage Armor on him.
That's a good idea.
Preemptive.
You all begin. You turn to the right in the marching order. You all turn to the right, and you see, now that they're getting closer, what appears to be a single kind of odd-looking fish turns out to be hundreds upon hundreds of tiny, odd-looking fish, each one with a row of wickedly sharp teeth.
They're swarms.
However, the only resemblance to fish is in their general shape alone. As they draw nearer, you realize that each of the fish are covered in a variety of different colored and textured scales. Some even have what looks to be like bear fur on them, or feathers. And as they notice you, and there's that hesitation, Çiaran, you know it well, that quiet, kind of ready to pounce. You hear from behind you, out of the Stojanau.
No.
So I'm going to need, let's see, if you're in the
This is why we have Gelt behind us.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Alder and Reyn. I need you guys. Actually, I don't need you guys to do anything. Oh, okay. Does a 21 hit both of you?
Yes. Comfortably.
You feel a wrap around each one of you. Çiaran and Gelt, you see and look behind you and see these massive, sickly green tentacles extend from the Stojanau, and uprising as they leave the water, they go from almost this clear color to this sickly green. The largest octopuses you have ever seen. You could barely call them octopus at this point. You're looking at their tentacles, and they almost looks to be actual hands at the end of them. So you both are going to take 10 points bludgeoning damage, and you're both currently grappled.
Oh my god.
So let's roll initiative, guys.
Yeah.
Dom, before all that, when Çiaran warned us, could Gelt have hopped on Roach?
With this one,
Roach
yes.
still
Since you and Roach are bonded in such a way, it is very easy. It's easier for you than anybody else to hop on and off Roach. So, you do.
Swag.
So,
Here, I'm gonna grab another drink. I'll be right back for initiative.
Nice, Reyn. That's a
Aw.
17, isn't it?
It is in there. That's an 18 in it.
18, isn't it? 17, isn't it?
That is my favorite in joke from this campaign.
Me too.
14, isn't it? Alright.
14's still pretty good, all things
Yeah.
considered.
Especially
We're rolling
for
above average at least.
dirty wizard.
Yeah, you normally are below 10 if I'm not mistaken, Alder.
I am not a dexterous boy, so yeah.
I mean, you make up for it with that thicky 16 constitution.
I won't complain about that ever. That has probably saved me plenty of times at this point. So
You know, I am hard pressed to try and make a character that has less than 14 con, and if I can get away with it on characters, it's 16 if I can. Especially on something squishy like a wizard or sorcerer.
Okay, so as party, so Gelt, as you're hopping on to Roach and preparing yourself for what you assume is going to be your very first mounted combat with Roach, you see Alder and Reyn get grappled with these giant tentacles, and as you're looking through, there is this sound of hundreds of seemingly aerodynamic just as one of the swarms moves to attack you and Roach. So let's get it on.
What are these things? Swarms?
It is a swarm of hundreds of small fish with weird mutations and growths, from feathers to fur. But the one thing that they all share is a set of incredibly menacing-looking sharp teeth.
And also they fly.
Yes.
yeah, they do that.
They fly now.
Oh my god.
So the swarm actually occupies you and Roach's space as they
They're gross.
and suddenly you are looking at your companions, and suddenly there's just fish everywhere, like the worst insect swarm you've ever had, but way meatier. As that's a natural 20 for you and Roach.
Oh,
Oh wow! Right off
Oh
the bat.
no!
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, not Roach!
Oh, that's not good.
Oof. 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 Oof.
What?
Oof.
Luckily, he's a fine steed now.
Yeah.
He
That's
is
true.
a find. Oh dear. That
Thank
is.
goodness it was the find steed.
This is why I was okay with bringing Roach along and
Yeah.
didn't completely poo-poo it.
No, if it wasn't Roach, I would not have. Yeah.
That is 42 points of piercing damage
Whoa! No!
that you may
I think
split
I'm-
between you and Roach.
Oh, it's all going to me.
Okay, as long as it's split.
Well, shit. How much does Roach have?
Roach,
20, if he's a Deathstrider like Arm is.
he
Yeah,
is. That is correct. Good on you for having that up there.
Thank you.
Oh, that's committed to memory now. The important stuff always gets trapped up in my brain.
Yep.
40 fucking 2.
Trap it in there.
Yeah,
Can't get it
all.
that
Have
natural
Roach
20
take-
opening out is
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, that's a rough
Yeah,
start
and-
to the
do
adventure.
that.
I rolled 4 off of max on the second set of rolls, so.
Oh,
No.
Oh yeah, that makes
Hey,
sense. Why
good
it
thing
was
we brought
42.
Potions. We may need a
Hey,
short
right?
rest coming up.
true. Yeah, so I'll have Roach take actually 10 of that, knock Roach down to 10 HP.
Yeah, you can feel you're not prepared for it. You've never encountered a swarm like
fish.
this, much less flying fish. You have no experience with it, and they just find all the small bits of armor around you and Roach. They're the perfect size to dig into all these soft parts that a normal enemy wouldn't be able to get on you. You can feel them eating on like the insides of your arms towards your armpits, the insides of your legs, the back of your legs. Roach, they get underneath the barding that he has, and you both have the same shared thoughts. At this point, you both let out a yell, and the rest of the party, you can hear it. It's the same pitch and tone as you can hear Roach and you sharing your thoughts immediately. So, next is Çiaran.
Okay, so Çiaran heard two of her companions get pulled away by two giant octopuses. The third of which
They're still currently
now
on the
being
Stoja now.
by
I will say that they're not
flying-
in the water yet. That's just as an important bit. They've been grappled, but they haven't been pulled back yet.
Okay.
I feel like that's important information to give you.
Okay. So, does Çiaran know that if she cast like Thunderwave on one of these swarms, would that be more effective, or is that just kind of not really gonna help?
That is... Çiaran, you've never encountered flying swarms of fish. You don't know.
That's fair. All right, she's gonna go
It's
with
as good
what
a plan
she
as any.
knows, then she's gonna try and save her friends from getting pulled into the thing. So we're gonna do a dragon tooth dagger attack on one of these arms. Probably the one holding Alder.
Gotcha. Yes, well within your range. So go ahead and make that attack.
Oh, please. That's 14 to hit.
For sure.
Oh no, did our proficiency increase? Is it 15? I think.
Yeah, it should be. It did increase, so it'd be 15 then.
Well,
Yeah.
14 would have done it. 15 also does it. Weirdly enough, the AC doesn't
we
get better
didn't-
just because you're... Nope, actually 15 is not enough. 14 would
hear
have
you
done
say
it.
I
anything
didn't hear
about
your
it.
response for 14. Sorry.
Oh, totally. 14 hits. 15 definitely hits.
Okay.
Ja, 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 ja.
Well,
that's good to know.
that's gonna be 6 piercing and 6 acid.
For 12. Yeah, you drive it in and it goes. There's no resistance at all. You're just cutting through almost pure muscle at this, and you just and get a huge stab into it as it makes this awful.
Ooh.
It's this kind of bubbling screech. So yeah, did not like that at all. Nice.
That'll be her turn, I believe.
Then it's Reyn.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Am I just grappled right now, or am I also restrained by this too?
Until this grapple ends, the target is restrained.
Got it. That's what I figured, but that's okay.
So it's actually grappled by you, Reyn, right? It just thinks it's grappling you.
You're not stuck. You're not stuck. I'm not stuck here with you. You're stuck here with me, baby.
Oh god.
Oh joy, I love shit like this. Cool. I'm gonna do a whole ass turn. I'm not gonna try and break the grapple because I'd rather just do damage. That's just how Reyn's brain works. I'm going to use my bonus action and my Warlock spell slot and cast Hex for the first time.
What does your hex look like?
So a glittering. It looks way more positive than Hex actually is, but a glittering golden coin appears in his hand, and he flicks it at the octopus, and it kind of just lands square in the center of its head, its massive bulbous head, and basically leaves a small symbol of Timora right there.
And as it does, the symbol actually turns blue and begins to spread through the creature.
Yes. And it is going to have disadvantage on strength checks.
Hmm?
And then I am going to roll an attack. I'm using my action to cast Booming Blade.
Let's see it.
And I'm going to wreck it so that I can bypass the disadvantage I'd have from being restrained.
Sure, sure, sure.
That is going to be a 26.
A 26 definitely hit.
And this is with the liar. So that is going to be 6 piercing, 4 thunder, and 4 necrotic damage.
For 14, got it.
And then there is this kind of shimmering, like, very vague aura of what maybe appears to be like glittering coins around it left by the booming blade.
It makes the same kind of.
And that's my whole turn.
All right, Gelt, it is your move.
All right. So I'm fucking pretty hurt right now, so I need to fucking heal. Would you believe that the Paladin is going to touch himself once again?
Once again, Gelt pulls out a move we've never seen before and touches himself in battle.
Right,
At least this time he's doing it from the privacy of a swarm.
Right. Politely obscured.
Likely obscured.
And I'm guessing I can't move through this, can I?
Oh yeah, you can move through it totally.
Guessing I'll take damage though.
You will
Who
take an
knows?
opportunity of attack.
It's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah, in all honesty, dude. To get out of it. Fuck it.
All right, the swarm goes to. That's a 24.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
as you pull
Oh,
away
yes,
from it, you take 19 points of piercing damage as you pull away and they can feel them ripping parts of your skin. And you can spread that between you and, of course, the horse.
Mm. Yikes.
Well, that could have gone better.
Risk reward.
Anything else for you, Jacob?
No, that'll be it.
Okie dokie. Moving down the line. That
Oh,
is.
no.
Now it's Alder's turn.
Alrighty. And I was just cut free by Çiaran.
You are still
Correct.
grappled.
I'm still grappled? Ooh.
Indeed.
Yes.
You stabbed straight in, and while it did a
strong
significant amount of damage, especially the acid parts, it is still grappling you.
Alright. Well, I will go ahead. I will. Alder will kind of look over his shoulder, and we will Misty Step to the spot just behind where I'm grappled. And then we will cast Firebolts at this little octopus thing.
That's a good move.
Yeah,
Always a
I
good
like where your
move.
head's at. 1 minute Alder's there. There's a brief flash of fire, and then the octopus's tentacle hand just grips closer, and there's no longer a fire genasi in its grasp.
Yay.
Nice. Alright.
Wish I had remembered you could do that.
It's all good. There's one other that's grappled, though, so. Right? Or am
I
wrong?
am
Correct.
grappled.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought Reyn was grappled. That's right. And that should hit. That is a 22. So, rolling
22?
that damage.
Yes, for sure.
That's 8 fire damage.
8 fire damage. Gotcha. There is a sizzling sound as it goes through, and you can see almost this ripple of red and black kind of go across the octopus.
Beautiful. And I'll go ahead and end it there.
All right. So that would make it. They already went. So it is each of the octopus's turns. So, Reyn, it's gonna make a tentacle attack against you.
Has advantage because I wrecked.
Indeed, it does. Okay, that is going to be 21.
That does hit.
All right, so that's going to be. All right, so that's the opposite end of the spectrum for a minimum damage of 5.
I can live with that. I am also going to make a concentration saving throw.
Correct. And then Çiaran, now that Alder has moved away and you're right there, it's going to make a tentacle against you.
That's fair.
That's only a 10.
That will miss.
All right. However, the other kind of swarm of fish begins to head forward, and Alder, since you've moved out of the way, it's going to come and try to get you, buddy.
Ah.
So, that's a 9.
That will not hit.
So they go through, and what should be easy, you can feel them ping, 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 bouncing off the armor, saving you from a cacophony of smaller bites. Çiaran, you're able to jump, it tries to move, and you see the hand coming. You're able to take a quick step backwards as it moves away. So, now we go back to the top of initiative. The swarm's following you, Gelt. It's got a taste of your blood. And it
I
wants it.
believe it. Well,
Yeah,
I
that's-
moved 60 fucking feet away, so hopefully it can move that far.
It cannot. So it will dash to get in, re-get into your space, but it cannot take an attack. So that's its turn.
That's a better place to be than you were last time.
Yes, it
technically.
was. Yes, it was. I need my space, apparently.
Yep,
Me and this
so-
thing, it's too close, too friendly.
So it continues to chase after Gelt. Çiaran, your move. Your move.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, could I run up to the 2 octopi? If I did that, how far away would Reyn be?
From Reyn, it's pretty close. So he is still grappled by one of the octopuses.
Right. Is it how like
how
long
about-
is its arm?
What are you trying to do? I'll make this.
I'm trying to thunder wave them without hitting Reyn.
Thunderwave without hitting Reyn. Yeah, you could, since you were going after the one on by Alder, you could strafe around, so it would be Çiaran, Octopus, Reyn,
Okay.
and you should be able to hit both of them without hitting Reyn. Because that's a 15-foot for Thunderwave?
Yes, it is. 15
Yeah,
foot.
if you were able to, if you strafed and were more of a diagonal, yeah, you'd be able to do it. It will push Reyn if they fail, but it should not damage him. At least you're hoping.
Okay. I'll roll with that. I'll roll those dice, literally speaking, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. You
Oh,
got
and by
it.
the way, I got a 16 for my con save for keeping up my hex.
That'll do. That will do. Con. All right, the con is not their strongest attributes. That's a 9 and a 7.
Okay, and they will both take the full damage and get pushed 10 feet away from me. Ooh, that's not bad. 13 thunder damage.
13.
That is not bad.
Nice.
And they move 10 feet. So from where you're at, Yeah, it basically shoves them 10 feet to the side, or technically it'd be going like north, following the Stoja now. Reyn, you are currently grappled, and it had just hit you with another one of its tentacles before you feel it move, and then you follow with it. As this huge thunderous boom, and you can hear tons of animals and birds begin scurrying away. As they're Çiaran, what does your thunder wave look like?
She takes the whatever weapon she's holding, in which this case it's the dagger, and she slams the butt of it against her shield while saying whatever the verbal component is, and it erupts in just a wave.
The one that was grappling Alder, the one that you have been fighting the most, you can see it. There is a purple and black kind of. At first, you think it's more of that seeming camouflage, but it doesn't change or move with the rest of the octopus. It appears deep bruising from the consistent bludgeoning damage. You'd say that that's bloody on the inside.
It's where it's supposed to be.
So, excellent move, Çiaran.
Thank you.
I assume you're going to stand and deliver? You've got movement, and they're 10 feet away, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stand between it and the one that grabbed Alder and Alder.
Yeah, you can interspace yourself. Alder's plenty of feet away. Now, Alder's closer to... Especially with your 10 feet of movement, he's closer to like 40 feet away from the octopus. Yes, because I assume Alder, you used your full Misty Step to get out of there, since Firebolt has a range of 120.
Yeah.
Then I'll try to move I'll move 10 feet closer to Alder then.
Yeah, absolutely. You do. Easy enough. So, Reynglian.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit it with another booming blade.
All right.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yep. Are you recklessly?
Oh yeah, I did, because I need to get past the disadvantage. Yes.
Gotcha.
Sorry. And that is going to be 8 piercing, 6 thunder, and 4 necrotic for a total of 18.
You get another big... And now the Liar sounds more akin to a gong made out of coin than the kind of squelching metal drum. And you do this, and this is not bleeding on the inside, it is bleeding profusely on the outside. As you see almost this, once again, another ripple effect, this one being more red and blue, but it travels but continues to keep going. It's almost like you've frazzled the thing.
Interesting. I am going to use my bonus action to second wind and flex my creaking bones back into place. Ooh, and that's max for 11.
Nice.
Take your 11. All right. Gelt.
Guess I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself again. And then go ahead and cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level, and that's gonna be 2d8. Alright, that is going to be 16 in total.
Not bad. You gonna run again, or are you gonna stand and deliver inside this thing?
Also, I meant to iterate, my horse also gets healed as well, because any spell that just targets only me, my horse benefits from.
That it does. So Roach is
So
looking.
everyone's worried about that.
Roach's wounds close and heal. Gelt's not looking nearly as good as Roach's, but Roach with that kind of heal is looking much better. And you can yeah, you guys are sharing thoughts right now.
Yeah.
Roach delegates to you. I mean, it's really not delegation. It's your a singular mind. So,
Yeah, we're gonna run again. We're gonna kind of try to skirt towards the peeps, though.
all right. You turn it around and start running back. It's going to take another opportunity of attack against you. Whew, that's double 5. So no. This time you're able, with the healing that Roach has received, is able to put on a burst of speed and pull you out. But the swarm's not anticipating for you to make such a quick turnaround movement. So they continue and they have to turn themselves around in the air to start heading back that way. So you're able to get out and move your full movement with that attack.
Good job.
So where since you have 60 feet of movement and you can quite literally be near or far away from just about anybody you would like whilst on Roach, where would you like to be?
Fuck, because we got Alder and...
Yeah, you got to tell me where you're at. It's not super.
Yeah, true.
Alder is swarm surrounded right now.
Indeed, he is.
You need help, Red, or you got it?
Leave me to my devices. I am
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, I'll go put myself next to... I guess sort of next to Alder, because I also have a fucking fully HP fucking swarm with me as well.
You
It's gonna get
run
weird.
you run up to Alder and you see him. He's kind of trying to cover parts of his face, and you can see that red energy is. You can hear it physically, plink 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 plink, and you hear just hundreds of small teeth trying to break through Alder's mage armor. It makes it audible. It's like the. Ding, 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 ding. It sounds almost kind of like that sound Mario makes when he does his up B. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah,
ding,
I
ding.
know what you mean.
All right. Then Alder.
Okay, so Gelt is now right by me then, right?
Yeah. You can through this kind of swarm you can see the big body of Roach. This is kind of fast moving black just visage of a horse is now next to you.
Gotcha. Well, I don't want to hurt them, and they're on me, so wild moment, but we'll draw the dagger and we'll just start slashing at them.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack.
All right, and that do hit for 24.
24 do.
Let's see. So that'll be 2 piercing damage on that, because you just kind of poke around at him.
You poke around and you're able to you look at your dagger and there's a couple of them that have been pierced on it, but there's still hundreds of these things. For every swipe you get, there's hundreds and hundreds that are able to move around it. It appears to have been minimally effective.
I had kind of figured as much. I'm going to stand ground and not move, so that'll be it for my turn.
Okie dokie. It is now the octopus and your quiver. Swarm? Quipper? That's the word I'm looking for. Quippers.
Could be a gaggle.
So we'll see. One of the octopuses, the one that Çiaran just hit with that. Let me make a quick roll. Nope. So Çiaran, that one is going to move to go and grapple you, focusing its attention. That's going to be a 21.
That does hit, yeah.
You are currently grappled and restrained.
Okay.
Oh, you are going to take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as it
Okay.
then Reynglian, with that last hit, it is actually going to it lets go, and from it you see a as this cloud of thick, viscous, and incredibly obscuring. It's closer to like a ferrofluid than it is to an actual ink. Spreads out in a 20-foot radius, and you feel the octopus release. And it's going to use the dash action as a bonus action and begin heading straight back into the Stoge now.
So I'm guessing that ferrofluid floats in the air.
It does.
Got it. And
So-
as it moves, it takes a thicky 14 points of thunder damage from the movement of Booming Blade.
You hear this. It sounds like an incredibly large coin dropping and hitting the ground. There's a dung. Yeah, that is it. No one can see the ramifications of that.
And I feel that my hex is still on it.
You do not. You feel the hex dissipate on death.
Yes. Reyn from the Pharaoh cloud, which this is a new feeling from him, being able to feel something die through hex. He kind of likes the confirmation magic, but he yells, "Mine's down!"
That is actually a super nice side benefit.
All right, and then the quippers for Alder. Alder, you haven't taken any No, you have taken damage.
I have, yes. At the start of the fight,
Blood in the
when I
water.
got grappled. Yeah.
That's another crit.
You've got to be kidding.
Oh no. Yeah, it's okay. We'll be
these-
down, but hopefully we're not dead.
These
Dead.
these swarms are nasty. Okay, that is
Your dice are being nasty.
Yeah, it's your dice.
7, 20, 18. That's 42 points of piercing damage.
Let's see.
Uh,
I'm definitely down. I'm checking to see if I'm dead.
it's
Been
what's your
double,
max
right?
what's your max HP?
Max HP is 28, and I took.
It's not an instant kill.
Yeah, not enough.
It would need to be 56 points of damage.
Yep.
No, I took a hit though. Remember?
Yeah, but it has to be your
Max.
whole max. Even with that, it's not instant kill. I'm telling you. I
Okay.
mean, do you want it to be an instant kill? Because I'll let it kill you right now if you want. But no, that is not an instant kill.
Okay.
But this time they break through and you can feel it, and it starts tearing through Alder. And so you feel hundreds and hundreds of. I mean, it's unconsciousness by 1,000 cuts.
Oof.
As Alder. He actually falls below the swarm of quivers. So that's its turn. Back to the top. That quipper.
Oh yeah, no, actually, that is correct. Thank you. I was actually wanting to use that on the one that hit me for my crit, Reyn. Thank you. I want to use my channel divinity because I'm within 30 feet of it and I can see the attacker.
Oh, yes, you can.
Thank you.
yeah, I
Thank
was
you.
gonna
fucking
say-
Nick, dude.
What's
Thank you
the?
so much.
What do I need? I
That's
need
what I'm
you to
here
make a
for.
wisdom saving throw.
It is.
Yes.
I believe it is.
Actually, I have the book that thing is in right in my
Yeah,
hand,
it's
so
redemption.
give me a sec.
One sec.
Wait, that's the wrong stats. There's oof.
Okay.
And yes, it is a wisdom save.
So that is. That's going to be a 6.
no.
So
Um,
it takes
So
all
it
of
takes
that is
all of
radiant.
that damage. So Gelt, you see this, and you see Alder drop, and you call upon that divine justice, seeing your friend get struck, and you drive just kind of it's almost like driving like a hammer through it, and it strikes into it, and this thing absolutely explodes, like almost like fireworks, as each one of these just as it dies outright immediately.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
All right. Well done. I fucking forget that shit.
I wanted to do it for mine, but I completely spaced it, and you were already well onto the next turn for it. And I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And now that it popped up
That's a
again,
dope
I was
use.
gonna let it pass again, being a space cadet. But
Yeah, so that removes them off the board. Okay. Well done.
Yeah. I low-key all know all of your guys' class features, so yeah.
So, Gelt, since it moved the whole 80 back. And then it's got to come all the way back. It comes back into your space. It just can't attack you. So they.
That was the best move.
So yes, they have to use their action to dash all the way back, go through the cloud. They can't see Reyn, but they already have a taste of your blood. So they just, as you see the swarm, once again is invading your space. So, Çiaran.
Alright, it's that kind of fight. Using my bonus action to use a wild shape and turn it into a giant octopus.
Wow.
Yup.
It's
So,
a kaiju battle?
I don't know if that one is hurt by me growing within its grasp, but I am going to attack it.
Go ahead.
Nice. Fuck yes, Çiaran.
It's a miss.
What is
It's
it?
only 7.
7? Yeah, 7. 7's not enough. You grow, and this thing's tentacle continues to go around. It's so mixed in with your own tentacles. You're like, suddenly, I have 8 limbs, which is a new experience for you. So the coordination's a little off, but you guys, it is... Boy, we're getting weird with the double giant octopuses all over each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yucky. So, Reyn.
I really quickly clicked off of that particular website when I saw it the first time.
Minus 1 experience for saying that. Minus
You
1.
know what? I already got the +1 experience
Yep.
earlier in the session.
I
It's
give it
worth
and then I take it away.
This is the life of the bard.
Truly.
Yucky.
But I know I can't see where Çiaran is, but I can hear the other octopus battle going on, right?
Give me a perception check. Actually, what's your passive perception? That'd be easy.
13.
A 13? You can hear the general direction of it, and while your vision is definitely obscured in this, and you don't know how deeply, you know the general area. You're like,
Okay.
somewhere to my right, and you can hear, really what you hear more than anything else. Your ears are a little still kind of ringing from Çiaran's thunder blast, but you do hear the
Squelching. Cool. Well, then I run 25 feet that direction. Does that break me out of the ferrofluid cloud?
25 feet is just enough to get out of that.
Okay, but I'm not within melee range of the octopus at this point, am I?
10, and then Çiaran moved 10, and then it moved up. You would be able to break out and see Çiaran grappling. See an octopus that you didn't see before. Çiaran, what color is your octopus?
Purple.
Purple. So you see a purple octopus currently grappled with a green octopus with significant, purplish blue, kind of bruising colors on it. However, one has hand-like appendages at the end of its tentacles, and one does not. And then looking over, you kind of survey the scene real quick. It's like, Roach, Gelt, Alder, octopus, octopus!
So the very first thing I do is I use my bonus action and call on my pool of luck that Tymora provides me now. Alder's within 60 feet of me, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. As once again, a small glittering coin goes flying from Reyn's hand towards you, Alder, and you are healed for 6 points of damage.
Very good.
Hey, I know what you did. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So,
And then he is going to use his action as another pair of glittering coins go flying towards the octopus that Çiaran's flying. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Dexterity. It's pretty alright at that. Well, let's see. 16.
Oh yeah, it definitely beats as it's able to squishily dodge my sacred flame.
It goes forward and it's really just bends in as if there's no bones in this creature. And it just moves in ways that are some would call unnatural.
Feels good to be a warlock, let me tell you.
Damn, it feels good to
Warlocks
be a
are
warlock.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Gelt.
Gelt.
That is your name.
That is me. So Gelt is gonna go ahead and finally turn around and face this motherfucking thing.
You
After
turn
fucking-
around. There's fish. There's fish in front of you. There's fish to the side of you. There's fish
Get
everywhere.
the whipping, boy.
Time to whip, and guess what? I get 2 whip attacks now.
You're 5th level!
That's boy.
Yes.
Ayo.
Oh wait, that fell off the table. So. Okay.
No floor.
First
No
one's
floor
going to be a
dice.
14.
14 will do.
Next one's going to be a 15. So,
Nope, that doesn't do it. 15. Sorry.
well, the
No,
first one's
15
still
is-
good though, right?
No, they both hit.
They both.
Wait, they do?
Yes, both
Yeah.
of them hit.
We're clouded on you, buddy.
It was from me, I believe, making fun of Çiaran earlier.
Yeah.
So it's a continuation. It's a bit.
It's a bit,
Now that's a skit.
First
Now,
one's
now that's a sketch.
All right, what was the damage? Sorry, Jacob.
First one's 14 for the first one being max damage.
14. Gotcha.
Next one is going to be 6 plus 6 for 12. So that's 26 damage.
Nice.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay, got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So you pull out the whip, and you do, for those of us who have played God of War, when you hold the light attack, once you get the Blades of Chaos, and you're really starting to figure this out, so you're able to hit in kind of a very large kind of AoE around you as your whip spins around, just tears through these things.
Yeah.
You looking around, what was hundreds and hundreds of these fish. There's a flash of silver as the light almost reflects off of Gelt's whip, and now there's only seeming maybe dozens of these little flying fish left around. As you can see, just the shredded remains of hundreds and hundreds. So well done.
Wow. Kick
I'm
I'm
ass.
also going to use a bonus action to cast Sanctuary on our boy Alder over here.
Sanctuary!
That's right. So Alder, so you have been warded against physical attacks. Well, any attacks, pretty much, isn't it? It's called. It says when the warded creature is targeted with an attack or a harmful spell, creature must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed one, the creature has to choose a new target, or lose the spell or attack.
Very
Doesn't apply-
nice.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to like explosions of fireball. AoE still hits you and everything. Like if they throw a fucking fatal like fireball at you and you're like still there, you're gonna get hit by the fucking fireball, right?
If these creatures throw a fireball at you, I'm TPK you guys. It's over. if they get third level spells on top of all of this, roll up new character, guys.
Yeah,
Now-
right.
And then keep reading Sanctuary for him because there's some stipulations for keeping up on him.
yes, sorry. So if the warded creature makes an attack or casts a spell that affects an enemy creature, the spell ends. So you can't attack and you can't cast detrimental spells on enemies.
Gotcha.
And if you
Okay,
want to let the
and if
spell
it-
end.
True.
Gotcha. And if it tries to attack me though, it then has to choose someone else.
Yep,
Yeah,
it has
right.
to-
make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed one, the creature has to choose a new target. But if it passes the wisdom save, it can still attack you.
that.
Okay.
There it is for you in chat,
There you go.
Okay.
Alder.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
Alder, as we hit your turn, you 1 second you were just feeling a pain that you have never felt before, as you just felt the majority of your skin being torn from you, and everything goes red for a second, and then there is a gold light that kind of bursts into your vision, as you feel your just kind of your internal organs get just enough healing to keep you together. And then as you open your eyes, the gold fades and there's almost kind of this silver aura that is over you. You're almost kind of in like this little bubble as you're like splayed out on the ground looking up, and you can see Roach, and you open your eyes just in time to see Gelt spin this whip and all these fish above you. It is now your turn.
Okay. Man. Alrighty. Fading here. Getting back up and they're right in my field. Like they're basically on top of me, right?
They're not on top of you. They're more concerned with what they're surrounding Gelt. You know the feeling very intimately now. But they are not. If you moved away, they wouldn't be able to attack you. They seem to need to be in your space to do so. Especially now,
Okay.
looking over, it's no longer that hundreds and hundreds of swarms. There's dozens of them around Gelt. But you look at you as you're like standing up. You stand up, and like on top of you and surrounding you is just bits and pieces of fur and flesh and scale and feather.
Okay. Wow. Jeez. There's a lot going on, but since they are preoccupied right now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take a hop a few feet back, and then use a firebolt on them.
Go ahead.
Okay. And honestly, I don't even want to risk this. I'm gonna just use the 16 on the portent.
The
So
16.
that'll hit.
Yep, you hit.
Okay, roll damage. And that's 7 points of fire damage on that one.
You throw a firebolt, and you get that, little bit of precognition as you see it, and you just get that perfect setup. You're like, bing, 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 and as you throw, your firebolt kind of shatters, almost kind of like a scatter shot, and it, and Gelt, you feel this, this heat just move right by you, and it fries the rest of these fish without hitting you as they
Good
drop.
stuff.
Some turn to
Good
ash. So looking around, there's one or two, but they're so few in number, they dart back into the woods. They are defeated. So, well done. That leaves it's an Octorama, baby. So, Çiaran, you're having an octopus battle. My octopus is gonna fight you. The green machine. Yeah, that's a unnatural 20.
That will hit. Yeah.
Since you're purple, I'm gonna call this the green machine versus the Morcant girl.
Perfect.
+1 again.
I love that.
That's gonna be 11 points of bludgeoning
More
damage.
can't girl. That's so good. How many?
11.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Now we go back to the top, and Çiaran, it's you and this thing, me and you and me.
Try this again. Oh my god. Actually, it might hit 11.
11, just meets.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have the same exact stats. You just have better
Cool.
mental skills. But it can fly.
12 bludgeoning.
12 bludgeoning. Yeah, you.
And yes, it is grappled as well.
So you guys are just squeezing each other tightly.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you guys are out of initiative. This is just going to be the two octopuses. They are two curled up in each other right now. There's just so many tentacles and awful noises coming from each other. So they're just going to have a good old-fashioned octopus fight.
Cool.
So I have a quick question.
Yes.
Since Sacred Flame ignores cover, can I aid her by Sacred Flaming it too? Or would you like it to just be an octopus battle?
But they're so mixed up, and that spell is so new for Reyn. You're just like, ooh, I don't know.
Perfect.
And you're just like, I don't want to burn Çiaran.
Perfect. Just wanted to double check.
Oh, good on you. Okay, that's going to be a 9.
Miss.
All right, Çiaran.
Not 20.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's 25 bludgeoning.
How would you like to do this?
Yeah, since it's just like a tangle of arms and stuff, we're just kind of rolling around on the ground. But what starts to happen is legs start getting severed by like my legs are essentially squeezing its legs so hard it's like popping them off, and just eventually leaves it legless on the ground.
And it's bleeding this just awful bluish viscous blood that just doesn't spread out as far. Like, you guys have seen plenty of things bleed out at this point in your adventuring careers, but it just kind of slowly falls, almost like watching like one of those honey wands. When you pull out the honey, it's just that slow. So yes, we are out of initiative.
Oh
Çiaran
boy.
transforms back. I think a short rest is in order.
Maybe somewhere
Reyn.
safer, not next to the Stoge now.
Yeah, I'm definitely not nexus to it now.
Yeah, what the fuck? And Reyn is going to rush over to Alder. I'm gonna give you some healing. Cause you need it.
Yeah, that's
Overdo
nice.
it since
You
we're
look
resting.
bloody. Oh wait, actually, if we're gonna take a short
aren't you?
rest, I want to do the short rest first, and then I'll use
Yeah.
healing magic on you, so you can spend hit dice first, actually, to be efficient. I am gonna make sure that you're not like bleeding out. I'm gonna use a medicine check to make sure that you don't like die on the way, though.
Go ahead and roll medicine.
My other thing that I'm expertised in, 22.
22. No cuts are incredibly deep. You were just almost appalled by the number of cuts Alder has all over his body. Your clothes in many places are just absolutely shredded. He's on the verge of almost being naked at this point, with just how many there are. None of them. You check the most important parts. You know enough about veins and arteries. You're looking through. He's not gonna bleed out, and with some bit of healing, he's gonna be okay. But you've just never seen this many wounds on a single person that lives.
Damn. That lives.
Do you like my cloak, Alder? Might get a little
I'd like
cold.
just about anything but this right now.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
get
you
we'll get to someplace safe to bunk up for a second, and we'll get you feeling right as Reyn, hopefully.
Yeah, I think I need that. Thank you.
I give you my nice big wool amber cloak.
Sir,
Can I
how
use
tall are you?
a?
Mentally puts it
Oh,
on.
go ahead.
She is 5'7".
5'7". Alder's 5'8". Yeah, that's a pretty good fit.
Nice.
Yeah, if and anyone else, this might be a problem for you, Alder, but this you are tall enough to where it doesn't drag on the ground. You have enough to put around you, and kind of give you some comfort after that.
Cool.
Appreciated. Thank you.
No problem.
If we can try and find like some place that seems moderately defensible to take a short rest.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll me. Give me 2 perceptions and 2 survivals split between the 4 of you. I'll let you guys choose.
Okay.
God.
I will do a
I'm
perception.
-1 at both of those.
Can't be good at everything.
Can't win them all.
I am going to do one of the survivals.
19 perception.
I will. I can do whatever. It doesn't matter since I'm -1 in both.
And then I guess what would you like to do, Alder?
Alder, give me survival. Gelt, give me perception.
13.
13.
Are you muted, Ryan?
No, I'm here. You said roll survival, right, Dom?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's pretty low. That's a 3.
Yeah. Alder's just kind of following along. Gelt, you're more focused going back between you and your horse, Roach. Roach was not a huge fan of that by any means. Was very worried about you. But also very pleased to see you use Tears Light. If anything, Roach kind of admonishes you for not using that the first time, for putting yourself and himself in danger like that.
Then I would have been able to save my buddy Alder.
Roach,
It was
Roach,
Tears' blessing to me. It was Tears' blessing to me.
you and Roach are
For
having
me,
a whole
Druid.
kind of conversation.
Oh, I love it.
Very
As you
good.
guys are debating the choices you've made in battle, since you guys are kind of sharing a thought process, while his stats don't go up in intelligence, he shares, in a spiritual way, shares your intelligence. So, as you guys are just speeding through this whole conversation about what was the right choice, what would have been a better choice.
So good.
So, while Gelt's having a horse debate, Çiaran
Some
and
horse discourse.
plus
Oh my
one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, plus
This is one of
for
those
that.
sessions.
So you guys look through. At first you're having a rough time because the octopus came from the river, but the swarms came from the Quivering Forest, and you're not sure which one is better or worse at this point. But you're feeling like you need your back up against a wall. So you travel a little bit. You move away from the Stoja now and kind of head into the Quivering Forest. And after a time, you're able to find kind of a larger tree that seems to have kind of a natural hollow point in it that you guys would be able to get into. It looks like, at the very least, if anything did come at you, it would only have one way in.
Cool.
So you're
That's-
feeling pretty confident that as long as no one takes a nap, you should be prepared.
That's considerably better than just being out in the open, so we'll take it.
So go ahead. Since this is gonna be a long one, you guys tell me how many hit dice you guys are spending, because that's gonna be important in this journey. But yes, you guys have time for a short rest. You take a longer short rest. We're gonna say it's gonna take the full hour, at least, especially for Alder to kind of get his bearings
Feel
back
all right.
together.
Don't feel like you need to spend all of your hit dice right now, Alder. I am still definitely willing to use spell slots and stuff on you.
I appreciate you.
You get
I'm
your
gonna
con mod
use-
on top of them, right?
Yes. I
Roll the
believe.
die and then get a con mod for each hit die you use as well. Yeah.
I'll roll my first 2 hit die and see how I'm looking after that.
I'm not using any Dom because I'm only down 4 hit points, but I am getting back my second wind and warlock spell slot,
Indeed, you are.
which feels so damn good.
I'm using 2 of mine.
Right. Double dose of Çiaran.
Okay. Getting back my second level slot. I am at 25 out of 28 hit points right now.
How
FYI.
many hit die did you use,
I
Alder?
used 2 hit die.
2. Good.
I used
good.
2. Yeah,
Not bad. You must have rolled decently.
I did.
Yeah.
I rolled average actually, but just real good con on this boy.
Oh,
so.
right. You do have that
He's
very,
got
very
the-
good con.
No matter
Yeah.
what, he rolls average or above on his hit die.
Kick ass.
I know that feeling. Genasi 5.
Right.
Hey, Water Genasi,
Um,
high fives, fire Genasi.
Are you okay sitting at 25 of 28 then?
Personally, I'm okay.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
I figure we'll probably want to do another short rest, so we could save the hit die for now.
Cool. And we'll save my spell slots for now too. But Gelt, how are you looking?
I just used dude, so I ate like 60 fucking 3 or like 5 or something like that points of fucking damage. So it knocked me down from 47 to like I split 10 with the horse and the 30 fucking 2 went to me, knocked me down to like 15, so I fucking brought myself up by 20 points of my fucking lay on hands. I left my horse be, and I fucking ran away, and then fucking took another 19 points, so it negated whatever the fuck I healed, pretty much. So knocked me back down to like fucking 16. Yeah, then I did that cure wounds that I got like fucking 16 on, that brought me up to like 34, and I'm like, it was a whole mess, dude. So fucking I used two of my, long story short, I used 2 of my healing or hit dice and brought myself back up to 47.
Cool.
That is what I needed to hear.
Okay,
I said
cool.
it earlier, but
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Oh, we didn't hear it. Sorry.
Your mic might be a little too far away from your mouth this time.
It is because I just don't want you to hear Mike like fucking heavy.
Yeah, we want to keep this chocolate rain, but you got to come back to the mic. So,
It's a hard medium here. Boys.
you got to
and
move
then-
away while you breathe, and then come back when you're singing the chorus.
And then what does that leave you? What's your max compared to your current then?
What do you mean?
Oh,
Your
your
max
max. Are you
HP.
back at what's your max hit points?
Oh, I'm maxed out at 47.
Oh, okay, got it. I
Okay.
didn't realize 40 was your maxed
Yep.
out. Cool. That is kick ass. Okay,
Yep.
then. And then
D10.
Çiaran, you're pretty good, right? You didn't take too much damage in your main form, right? Oh no, you just said
I'm
that you
good.
used hit dice. Never mind. I
Yeah.
was not paying attention. I'm being the dad.
So,
Oh,
lost and
God.
found. You spend an hour, get some alder. You use some of the bandages that you have around to really kind of keep those in there. Looking through, once again, lots of shallow bites. A couple deeper than others. Alder's looking like a homeless mummy.
I love our homeless mummy.
You're looking through. You remove some of it. Just as you're kind of looking through, you like move parts, and you're just pulling parts of your clothing as they're just completely shredded in some places. But Alder's able to do that, kind of lean into that Genasi constitution. A little help from the party to get him bandaged up in some better places. Everybody eats a snack. It takes a minute, breathes, looks out, and even with all the changes, the Quivering Forest never loses its charm.
Its particular charm.
Its particular dark and ever elusive charm.
Dank charm.
So after
Or-
about an hour, you guys, it's probably let's see, you traveled for the better part of 4 hours, left in the morning, had breakfast, did the whole thing. So you started a good like 8 o'clock journey. So we're looking, it's probably 1, getting closer to 2. You know that you've probably got another 4 or 5 hours of good travel before it starts to get dark.
Okay. Well, if everybody's feeling good enough to get walking again, I think it's we might as well keep on track. No point in dilly-dallying.
Agreed.
But yeah, we get everybody standing up. I'm making sure to stick close to Alder at this point, because I know he's feeling bad, and he's gonna be my charge right now.
Yeah,
Alright,
there's
so
no reason to hold back on a core to me. Let's just keep moving. He
Well,
says
I
as
just wanna
he's
make you-
slowly getting up, just like, yep, okay, I feel it. It's okay.
Would you?
You can feel
Rain,
tiny
you would-
pinpricks all through your body as some of the cuts, some have scabbed over already, some break as you move, especially like in your high mileage area, I guess, so like your joints, your legs and stuff. There are cuts in places that you have never been cut that you are very much not telling anybody about.
No one needs to know.
Nobody needs to know. +1 for the DM. I'll give myself that experience. Alright, so I've got Alder and Reyn side by side. Gelt, Roach, and Çiaran. Where are you guys? How are you going to take this? Give me your marching order.
Keep in point, Çiaran, so that we
Yeah.
can keep having you make perceptions,
Yeah.
and then Gelt in the back still.
Yeah, I'll be on top of Roach. Learned that last time.
Alright. I'm going to need all 4 of those rolls again. So, Nature, Arcana, Survival, and Perception.
We'll
Is it
keep
fair
the
to
same
assume
one.
that we'll just keep it the same?
I think that's I think that's our most optimal, quote unquote, way to do it. So that'll probably be what we do.
Okay.
Yes, you were Gelt.
That's
Yes.
I am so glad that I took
21,
survival
21.
instinct instead of the instead of danger sense as a barbarian. It's such a nice alternate class
16.
feature.
Yeah, so the second half of the day, it continues. You continue to see more and more changes. The Stojanal seems at different points to, with all of your just really good checks, this is information available to all of you, no one specifically. You see the Stojanal in some places looks like it freezes, and then some parts look like it's boiling. In other parts, it looks like it stops altogether and becomes incredibly viscous. In other points, it speeds by at incredible speeds. Now you are seeing scored juices, scored fruits just everywhere, hanging towards the sky. You see that some have fallen and cracked open. Where they crack open, you can see the ground. Some have lush growth and little flowers that come out. Other parts look like the score juice just continue to seep deeper and deeper into the earth, creating this huge kind of magical pothole. As you guys have to kind of almost step around these things to avoid stepping on them. The Quivering Forest still maintains its, it's called the Quivering Forest for a reason, as you guys are all aware, with the echoes, the whispers, and that. But it gets so loud in some parts. The Quivering Forest is typically a very quiet forest, even with its whisperings. There's almost a certain level of volume that the Quivering Forest never hits, but you hear weird combination, birds that seem to bark, a howl that comes from the Stojanal from a fish. It just, every hour you make it deeper, you're just seeing more and more of these changes. What should be familiar becomes uncanny and unfamiliar, but not familiar. Minus 1 point for the DM.
There we go.
As you guys continue to go deeper into it, you can see some creatures move in close and then move back. You see what looks to be like there. You saw a rabbit with horns. You've seen different types of colors on all the natural kind of flora and fauna as the score juices get larger and bigger, and the leaves everything goes from this kind of green and brown and just these natural kind of earthy tones to almost sky colors of blues and teals and white, almost like forced albinoism in lots of these things. And while your characters are not aware of the reference of Alice in Wonderland, it's like walking through a similar feeling where the Stojan Owl is still there, the Quivering Forest is still there, but the changes now are massive. You can see different creatures have washed up on shore. With your guys' survival nature, you're looking at the fish, and it appears many of them have drowned, which is, or their gills have been mutated and shut close. You find that many of other kind of carcasses have strange extra limbs and things torn off at odd angles. Just a sort of unnatural savagery. And as night begins to fall, you can see, just as the sun begins to set, a very faint glimmer of reflective light. A significant number of miles down the road, but just on the distance you can see just the reflection of what looks to be a large, what you can only assume pyramid-like structure. Far enough away to where you would have to trek through a good chunk of this during the evening to get to, if you were willing to risk such an endeavor.
Personally, I would feel comfortable resting as far away from the epicenter of all of this as we can. So I'd rather not risk trying to travel through the night personally, but we are a group, so if people have other opinions.
I don't believe we're in a terrible rush.
No.
Like,
if we-
I'm personally disgusted by...
Ooh, Alder, unplug and replug.
Personally disgusted by what we've seen, especially this far in. But I can't let that get the best of me, so I agree with Reyn.
All right. Well, let's try and find some place to bunk up for the night.
Yeah.
You guys look
Thanks.
around as it gets towards the Stoge now. You're especially with those rolls. They're the Quivering Forest at this point goes right up against the Stoge now. There hasn't been a path, a natural kind of path in hours at this point.
Walking right through the woods, basically.
Yeah, you have to weave in and out, take odd routes. You can feel it's almost as if the Quivering Forest kind of shifts as you guys are moving through. You have to raise your legs higher in some points, or keep your feet closer to the ground in others. So I'd go ahead.
Perhaps it's
No, go for
more
it, Sue.
worthwhile to find somewhere on the island, the Quivering Forest. I cannot imagine a safe enough place to rest a whole night here.
Yeah, considering how things are looking now that we think about it.
We're
I
still
Go
capable
ahead.
enough that if we don't find somewhere immediately, we're not, dead in the water, so to speak.
So you saying keep pushing on towards Sorcerer's Isle then and see if we can find some place once we've broken through the forest?
That's what I think so. Once we've reached the isle itself.
Okay. If you think with the way that the forest has changed, it's not going to be hospitable enough to spend a whole night, then I guess we're changing the
It
plan
gives
up
me the
again to move
creeps.
forward.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, do you think that, not to sound like an ass, but do you think the Isle's going to be much better?
I just wonder if there's much wildlife left on the isle at all.
True. Yeah.
Well, if there's anything left, we know it's gonna be extremely messed up, for lack of better words.
Yeah. Let's
Do you have any divinations that would help us make a decision, Older?
As for like what is out there,
Just like whether it's a good or bad idea to go to the Isle now.
No, like augury or anything like that. This is Nick, not Reyn.
yeah. Nothing that could like necessarily foretell it. Like,
I was just wondering.
yeah,
No worries.
worries.
yeah. It kind of comes and goes. And I mean, if there was something nearby, I could try and peek into its thoughts, but I couldn't tell you what's on that island right now.
Gelt, you haven't said much.
I think we should just camp down for the night, I guess, if we don't want to progress through the night. I mean, but if we do that, we risk maybe fighting more creatures like we did earlier. But if we press on, we also risk fighting more creatures like we did earlier.
Wow.
If it's within eye shot, technically, I mean it's still several miles off and everything. That's if we get there, I mean, regardless, if it's overrun still, we're gonna be sleeping in weird woods. If we stay in the Quivering Forest, we're gonna be sleeping in weird woods. But if it's not overrun, then it might be better.
Something that might tip the scale.
Mm-hmm.
If we rested on the Isle, my cost of water walk would not be wasted because I would regain it. And I could also prepare something else, something perhaps more useful in a battle.
Okay. Let's push. If it gets weird enough and rough enough on the way, then we might stop. But let's try and push.
Okay.
If necessary, I know how to cast light now as well. So if we need to be able to actually see what the fuck we're doing outside of dark vision, I have that too.
True.
I think while we're on the water anyway, the light of the temple should be enough for us to...
Oh, definitely
make it.
not.
Oh, no?
Yeah, you guys, this is 5 hours in after you started your journey, so we're hitting 6, 7 as autumn comes in. It is getting dark and rapidly dark. Even if you push through, you know you're not even going to get close by the time it's full evening. So you can push through, but you will be pushing through the Quivering Forest at night.
It's rough.
To get to an island you've never been to. At night. At night. +1 SpongeBob reference
at
for
night.
DM.
Yeah, we should probably hunker down then.
Yeah, I was under the impression that we were already, like, basically at the coast, but...
No,
we can
I
see
suppose
it,
that is my mistake. You are able to see a glint from it, which is... There's not just a bunch of shiny objects hiding out in the Quivering Forest, and as it's getting darker, it's hitting that perfect point to kind of be a slight beacon, but is by no means an easy walk. Can you get to it in one big push? Yes, but that means walking through a very different Quivering Forest into the evening to go to an island that you've never been to. There are risk and rewards for both. But I want you to be very aware of what you're trying to pull off.
The decision, yeah.
We could also pass without a trace us. But...
I'm going to defer to the rest of the party at this point. Because I see benefits in doing both. My gut is kind of telling me to plant, but that's what my gut's telling me.
I'm kind of the opposite. My gut's telling me to risk it to get the biscuit. We need a tiebreaker.
For me, I don't know. I feel like fortune does tend to favor the bold, but how bold is too bold on this one? It might be best I mean, it's a bold choice being out here anyways, camping. I'm not sure if I'm huge on jumping in if we don't feel ready.
I'm not saying
That's
I
fair.
don't feel ready. Like I said, I'm open for both. But if we seem to be at that, then let's stop waffling and just let's bunk down. No fires.
Okay.
We know that rule.
Fair enough.
I'll take
Unless Gelt.
Hmm?
Unless Gelt, your thoughts?
No, he was saying he wanted to stay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of with that. I'm kind of on that train.
Okay.
Just to be safer than sorrier.
Yeah.
Thank you for understanding, Çiaran.
No problem.
All right,
Evening
then
falls
we'll
upon
find
the
some
lost
place
and
to train.
found. As you guys head into the Quivering Forest, you're able to, as good as any, find a place. The forest is incredibly thick at this point. There are scored juices, or scored fruits. I don't know why I keep saying juices. That's what's on the inside. Everywhere. The Stojanau goes from quiet to loud at different points, but you're able to find kind of the better part of a clearing in kind of this
Okay.
thick area. It's the only place that seems to be at least flat enough for you guys to lay out, even with having, of course, Roach with you, who is not a small creature by any means. So the lost and found, you guys don't set up a fire, kind of get your knapsacks out. What are you guys doing for dinner?
We can have some bread and cheese and some dried meats. Back in the time, knights ate a food called pemmican, which was like dried meat and berries.
Whatever's in rations, Dom.
Yeah, sounds
Exactly
good.
that. True.
Everybody eats.
Lord knows I love my pemmican meals.
What did Frodo and Sam eat?
Elven bread.
What
Lembas
was
bread.
Thank you. If we could have some of that, please.
Could fill a man for a day. Or a hobbit for half a day.
Mhm.
So you guys have a tense eating of rations. It's always strange when Gelt isn't able to cook for dinner. In many ways, you guys have been spoiled by Gelt's cooking. It's a Çiaran, for the first time in a long time, the Quivering Forest does not bring you the peace of mind, but it does ever stroke that inner fire to fix whatever it is happening here.
Yeah, I feel like that in combination with the constant tingling from the new tattoo. She struggles to get a good night's sleep.
You're just on edge. Everything is just, and you hear Aya's voice in your head, just continuously disconcerting, which does not help
So
anymore.
accurate.
Because you're like, I would never use a word like that.
Right.
But it's such an apt description. You're like,
Yeah.
damn it.
I love the
She
citizen
chose her
plan.
words so fucking well.
Ugh.
That well-educated bitch.
I hate how much I like her choice of words. Damn it.
Damn it.
So I will ask. I'm sure much of the party is tired, but who's taking watches?
Since she's probably gonna struggle to sleep anyway, Çiaran will take first watch.
We can go on second watch.
Second watch.
I'll take the watch after that.
All right, Alder. You are all kind to Alder and let him sleep one off. Alder,
Appreciate you.
it's rough trying to get comfortable. There's not a good way to sleep in any position. Everywhere you sleep on your side, you're putting your full body weight on cuts that way. If you lay on your back, full body weight of cuts that way. Other side, on your stomach. There's just no good way. You eventually settle for one of the sides, because then, at the very least, that has less surface area.
Ugh.
So, Çiaran, go ahead and roll me perception, and since it is very dark in the Quivering Forest, roll it with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Yes. Even with dark vision, it kind of dim light, and Quivering Forest is advanced darkness.
Okay, that's still a 17.
A 17. You can't calm down. You just, from either the tattoo or the weird, even at night, the Quivering Forest is too loud. It's got way too much. It is alive in the wrong ways. It's not the Quivering Forest that you have, spent time mapping and really taken upon yourself to try to represent. You hear a sound. It's somewhat reminiscent to howling. It fills the air, kind of breaking into this orchestra of odd noises. And you can hear the sharp crack of wood. And looking out in there, if you hadn't been on edge, you might have missed them. But you can't mistake. It looks to be a group of 3 quadrupeds heading towards you, but they're wrong. You're not able to make out, and as you look more and more, you can hear more movements. It's almost is that a boar?
I'm gonna quietly cast Pass Without a Trace, and then we'll quietly wake up my compatriots.
Make me a stealth check right now, Çiaran.
Okay. Jesus. Well, is that without Pass Without a Trace?
No, you cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. 18.
You cast Pass Without Trace. So 18 with Pass Without Trace?
Yeah.
Who are you waking up first?
Gonna wake up Reyn first.
Alright. Reyn. Make me a stealth check with the Pass Without Trace as Çiaran comes over to you and it's like begins to wake you.
That's a 24.
24. You wake up and Çiaran, and you sit up and you can feel kind of the softness of the woods around as the magic is kind of flowing over you, and you're able to both get up without making any big noises. Gelt, my question. As you guys are resting, is Roach resting with you as well?
Of course, yeah. Roach had a rough day.
Good to know.
He can go down whenever the hell he wants, but I mean, we're going down until we have to get up. And Roach was probably going to get up and go.
Imagine if my nervous laughter horse was here right now.
Oh, you guys would be so fucked.
That would be such a mistake. Oh, no.
So yes, Roach is doing the kind of what is it that cats do when they turn into loafs?
Just kind of fold up.
Yeah, when they tuck in their appendages and they turn into cat loafs. Roach does the same thing, and Gelt, you're able to you go into the smaller parts because I mean Roach is just so much bigger than you are. So you are snoozing there. I will say for everybody, minus Çiaran because you were on watch. I know Reyn, it doesn't matter as much to you. Neither does Alder. But Gelt, to take a long rest, you do have to take off your armor.
Yes, you do. So you have to don it, and that's like a minute. Or no. For heavy armor, it's fucking more than that.
Well, you're not in heavy, you're in medium, but it's still more than a minute.
It still takes, but to get that full sleep, just that's important for this stage setting. So yes, good information to have. Thanks for telling me about Roach. Alder, I know you don't ever wear armor, so I'm not worried about you. Reyn,
Nope.
And I know that nowadays you don't wear armor.
Can I still have my gambit or my Ryment on?
Yeah, that's not armor. That's the
Yeah,
equivalent of
okay.
clothing.
Oh, and I do still wear my armor. I just can get away with not wearing it some days.
All right, so you are also not currently in your armor.
Oh yeah.
So yes, Çiaran is able to wake you up, and as you get up, you start to get up with a start, and Çiaran's able to.
We've got company. Go wake up Gelt.
I go and I'm gonna wake up Gelt and just I'm gonna immediately just try and get him to be quiet too.
And I'll do the same with Older.
Gelt and Alder, go ahead and make me a stealth check with your added pass without trace. And then I'm going to roll for Roach.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, well. Stay in the box.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Look at my horse.
Give it a lick. 15 just raisins.
I'm so tense right now. I'm pacing.
Stop.
No, ignore that.
283 stealth.
Gelt blinks from existence and jumps right into Tyr's divine realm. Gelt,
Wow.
hand me your character sheet. You've
That's hey, it's
ascended.
my sleep apnea.
You've
Okay, you can't
ascended.
hear.
25 stealth. Alder and Gelt, you guys are awoken by your party members as you both stir. Alder, immediately as you wake up and you can feel the cracking of the different scabs throughout your body. But you both are able to, that's more of a sensation you feel than hear. As you guys are all able to get up.
So Dom, really quickly. So this is pre-long rest. So we have not gotten anywhere.
You guys have not gotten your long rest.
Okay, cool. Just clarify.
Yes, you guys are awoken from your long rest. So Çiaran and Reyn are able to wake up. So you've got all four up. And Gelt, as you awaken, as does Roach.
How many did you see, Çiaran?
I point out the things I saw.
And as you guys see this, they have fanned out. Everybody go ahead and make me a perception. Minus you, Çiaran. You know what you're looking for.
Okay.
And are we doing at disadvantage because it's
Yes, indeed.
dark?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's what I kind of expected.
6. Yeah. Gelt, you start to wake up Roach.
And I will send thoughts to them, and I'll be like, "We need to be quiet, Roach.
And
Enemies
Roach
are approaching our camp."
stands up, and you can. He does pretty well till he gets onto his hooves, and you hear a crack, 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 crack. As Roach rolls 2 + 10 for his stealth.
No.
And with that, you hear a. It's this awful. It's almost human in its screeching as this kind of group collapses on you and breaks into kind of your area. They do not get a
Sorry, guys.
surprise on you guys, and you guys are up and standing. But I need you guys to roll initiative.
I'll take it, I guess.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than a surprise attack.
Well,
for sure.
and we got that short rest in, which actually mattered for once.
Yeah, instead of just burning it. Oh my god!
Mm. Get to attack the party while they sleeps.
I kind of figured we'd find something one way or another, so we'll see how
Alright,
that
so
goes.
16, 11, 10, 19. So Reyn on me. Sarah. Older. Guilt. Okay. and
Mary
actually,
present?
I need to write those down. Numbers are important.
While you're getting initiative set up, I'm going to step away for just a moment.
All right, this is a good time. We're gonna take a quick bio break.
Cool.
So everybody, go get re-up on drinks, snacks,
Actually,
whatever you
sounds
need.
pretty-
I'm gonna put
It always
be
takes
right
one of
back
us to
on
break the seal.
for chat.
Cool.
So chat, we will be back. Oh, Bromari says that the octopuses
Cool.
are going to make some good calamari. Nice of mine. I like where your head's at.
Fucking love it.
Appreciate you.
Oh, man,
yeah,
if
Gelt.
they weren't
You
if
had
they
to
weren't
have grabbed
nasty,
some of
we'd
those
be eating.
tentacles.
No, they're nasty fish.
Oh,
They've
they
been
are nasty,
mutated.
that's true.
We're not grabbing any of the meat
That's true.
we're fighting, unfortunately. I really wish we were.
Okay. BRB. I have returned.
Me too.
Good thing I took first watch, eh?
Yeah, yes, because I'm not perceptive. We actually would have let them walk into camp, and then I also would have showed them where the valuables were too.
Cannot believe Roach rolled a 2.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, he's not
Not the
an incredibly
stealthiest thing.
stealthy creature.
Still.
I'm back.
He's not stealthy, but we love him all the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the smartest
I
horse
mean-
you've ever come in contact with.
That run away tactic literally saved your life, so he's a good boy as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
I just love the
When you first
idea
started doing that,
that-
I'm like, that's a terrible idea. You're gonna die. And then I was like, nope, I guess you're not.
Yep.
No, I was worried. It was literally I'm gonna die or I'm gonna live.
No, dumb.
Yeah,
I was
those
in
were
the
the
same
two
boat
options.
originally when I saw it, but I was just like, okay, this is a big brain move. I approve. Good job, Jacob.
Big brain.
Whoa.
When he came back, the fish were on me. I should have called a dodge. I wasn't even thinking because I just don't use it often. But that probably would have been a good call.
Mhm.
It was an at 20 though.
Yep.
Yeah, but that
the
gives him
dodge would-
disadvantage.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
you're right. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, you know.
It's a
I mean, we
good
made it out of it
good
okay.
action. Exactly. It's a good action to remember though.
Yep.
Yeah.
When in doubt, sometimes dodge is the way out. So, let's get back to it, everybody. Also, I am trying the Dr. Pepper came out with the cream soda, which are fucking phenomenal. So this is a diet
Dude,
Dr.
yes,
Pepper
those are
cream
so
soda.
good.
I want to see if it's any good. Yep, that's incredible. All right, sweet.
Diet Dr. Pepper is one of the best diet sodas in general, so I'm not surprised.
Dr. Pepper,
I'd
if
argue
you want
it's
to
the
sponsor
best.
this, I will sell out. I will sell this campaign down the fucking river for that sponsorship. I'll just tell you guys now, I will be compromised. I'm gonna pip
Dr. Pepper presents.
Tyranny of Dragons, the Lost and Founds. Drink Dr. Pepper. It's the quenchiest.
We'll be introducing our new D23 that we'll be rolling, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
glorious.
hate you.
That is glorious. +1 to the wizard. All right.
Very good. All right.
So, ooh, there is. Okie dokie. Make sure I got my monsters where they need to be. Oh, it is. Whoops. Nope, they're all there. Okay, so as these kind of your guys' kind of campsite with your large horse and everything is kind of would say the better part of like a 20-foot radius circle to fit all of you guys, close and kind of comforting. Moving out of this radius will make it kind of more difficult terrain. I don't have a map for this, sadly, so this will need to be theater of the mind, as they almost all are. So first, breaking through kind of this natural circle of trees, you see what looks to be like it should be a boar, and at first glance it looks like it doesn't have any sort of strange mutations until you look at it dead on, and you can see that parts of the top of its snout have grown and elongated into these bone-like shards, creating almost a like a rhinoceros effect, but with many more shards of bones sticking out from it, and so it burst into. Ooh, I apologize, everybody. I have to pick up this call. It is from the doctor, so my bad. Sorry.
Got it.
Oh,
Take
all
your
good.
time.
Hey, Doc. Oh, I know you, Dr.
Hmm?
Oh,
Now
I feel
he's
like
fired
I
up away.
shouldn't eavesdrop. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just keep talking.